Hello, everyone. Welcome to Light Language Messenger. And for those of you watching on the Great Awakening Generator, you're very welcome here as well. Well, how are you? I hope you've recovered since the big news of yesterday that I put out. I'm buzzing from it. And I hope that if you're still thinking about it, that you're buzzing from it too, okay? Because it's awesome news. And I hope that it was encouraging for you that you can find the things that are necessary for you to find in this time and space, right? So we don't usually put out a light language message on a Saturday, but I just felt that I wanted to. It just felt like the energy was right for it, and so I'm putting one out today. Now, today I'm bringing in the, I had some guidance on what to bring in for the day. And today, the guide is the dragonfly today, as in like we are bringing in or talking about the energy of the dragonfly and what it means and what it's going to mean for us. And then together, we, the Phoenix, are going to bring in some light language message. And it's interesting. When I meant to say yesterday, when I was doing the channeling of the Phoenix, I felt this heat on my left hand, like it was just different kind of heat going through there. I'd love to hear if you felt anything or if you asked a question and you got the answer. You don't have to tell me what the question is. Tell us if we were on point or something like that, just how you're going, because it's wonderful to know that it's not about stroking the ego. It's nice to know that when we're stepping out and trying and navigating something new, that it's getting the effect, and that's confirming, I guess. But then on the other hand, perhaps we don't need to do that anymore. I mean, share it with me, of course, but perhaps we don't need to do it for those reasons, because it's almost like we're looking for validation when we do that, and we don't need validation anymore. We are who we are. We are doing what we're doing. Okay. Today, the creature, the dragonfly, has come into my space. It's been in my space for a while. Okay. My daughter, a couple of months ago or thereabouts, saw two dragonflies flying together alongside each other. And that is not usual for where we live. Okay. And then I started to look through, when she said that to me, I was looking through my oracle card decks and seeing, well, where are the dragonflies? And the Beyond Lemuria deck has got about 4 or 5 cards that have got dragonflies in them. And on that day that I was looking, I saw that one, right? The number 25 card, which is called Freedom. I saw that one, and I'm going to put it up on the screen very shortly. And I said, oh, well, I saw that. That's the dragonfly I saw. And and that was it. I went in and I was having a look yesterday at the oracle card decks. Look at how beautiful. And, oh, stop sharing. I clicked the wrong button. I'm technologically challenged. You guys know this. Here we are. So went in and I was looking at the oracle card deck, and there we go. And it's interesting because I've shown this picture. I've shown this number 25 picture or number 25 card here on the channel before. Since look, it's got eyes on the wings here coming through there. It's quite an interesting card, and we're going to read about it. I was looking up, what does it mean when the dragonfly comes into your space? Because last week, as I was sitting here and talking to somebody on the phone, there was a dragonfly flying outside the window, because I've got the window in front of me here. Now, let's read up about the dragonfly, because I thought we would go to Google and Google what is the esoteric esoteric meaning of the dragonfly, or the spiritual meaning of seeing dragonflies when they come into your experience. Now, one site, and then they are mindbodygreen.com, are saying this: the dragonfly is an important symbol in many countries, with its significance ranging from representing change, rebirth, happiness, good luck, financial gain, as well as insight. Yeah. Somebody else was saying this. What do dragonflies represent spiritually? Throughout history, cultures worldwide have revered dragonflies as a symbol of transformation, spiritual growth, and adaptability. These ethereal beings, they are ethereal beings that they're being referred to here, have captivated human imagination with their iridescent wings and graceful flight, leaving an aura of mystic and wonder in their wake. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I want to reference these people. Where is it coming from? I can't quite see. Oh, by the way, LinkedIn.com is where I got this. LinkedIn.com, something called Dragonfly Symbolism, Unveiling the Spiritual Meaning of the Dragonfly. And this is the Mind's Journal, Your Guide to Better Mental Health. This is somebody who put it up on LinkedIn. Obviously, this is a business, the spiritual meaning of a dragonfly. Oh gosh, and they've got a beautiful color of the dragonfly. So let's go through and we're going to read the meaning of this card. I'm going to bring it back, but I want to show you another card that came out of Gabrielle Bernstein's oracle card deck that I showed yesterday. This is the message coming through here from this card. Let's have a look. Now what? Can you see it? Can you see it? I'm seeing something different. Ah, friends, where's the what's up with the technology today? Let's have a look. I want that one. Okay, let's share the screen again. All right. I think it's just me. I can't see the screen, like a whole screen in front of me, and that's what the problem is. Okay, let's just go and make it. Here is the card. My ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. Coming back to the good feeling thoughts, eh? Right, and let's do that escape thing again because I couldn't see it again. So here we are. That's what's on the screen. And you can see in this picture, the dragonflies are all around the words. And that was kind of, there's another form of the dragonfly. Right, and then we're going to, I just wanted to say that again. My ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. My ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. Right, we're going to stop sharing now. bringing back the other one. Because we're reading from this book by Izzy Ivy. This is her oracle card. Okay. Beyond Lemuria is the deck. As you know, we read from Beyond Lemuria. We've read from Beyond Lemuria a lot of times here on the channel. Freedom is the card. The number is 7. The number of 7 is the number of God, is it not? We've always been saying that. Living the life you love, liberation as a shift in perspective. These are the words coming up in synopsis, okay? The many facets of freedom, inviting enjoyment and inspiration to your life, discovering what freedom means to you, overcoming limitation, unbound creative expression, and choice over obligation. These are the words that come out in the synopsis of this this commentary about the card, or the narrative about the card. Those are the words that are inspiring and invoking and supporting freedom, the word freedom. And let's read. Freedom means living as you choose, with your wings and heart open, able to direct your reality as you want. The quest for freedom, in one form or another, seems innate. In Western culture, the path to freedom is often equated with money. Ironically, chasing wealth can have the opposite effect due to the lengths taken for it to be acquired. It is possible to weave a life in thriving alignment with our soul's calling while financially supporting our realities. You may picture freedom in its more extreme guises, but when we truly feel free, our lifestyles may not change drastically. It is more of a state of mind. The only change might be that you are choosing to live a certain way rather than feeling obligated. We may move through periods of life in a dazed blur of routine. What seemed like the dream career or lifestyle may have become somewhat of a prison. We may feel stuck, blocked, or uninspired. We might know deep down that it's time to step into something different, but feel tied to what we have set up for ourselves, perhaps financially or because others depend on us. It may feel like something needs to change externally before you can make the step, but it doesn't usually work that way. As scary as it may seem, to get off a self perpetuating spiral, we need to initiate our own change. Small changes that don't impinge on your work or family can be enough to tell the universe you are ready for something else. Think about where you might find inspiration, then begin researching and trying it out. Try a few new things. This will help shift the direction of your inner being. Before you know it, opportunities will start to open for you. It will then be your choice to follow a new path or to continue as you are. Letting go, trusting, and loving without limitation are also a big part of internal freedom. There are lots of ideas about what freedom can be. Having a framework for what it can be means even more freedom can flourish. Complete freedom can also be overwhelming, confusing, or ungrounding. Structure and security are friends of freedom. They support fun, safety, expansion, sustainability, and exciting possibility. Wow. Friends, that's an awesome message, don't you think? Here's the divination meaning of this card: bringing a deeper sense of freedom to a situation. I beg your pardon, I'll read it again. Bring a deeper sense of freedom to a situation. A limitation may be a state of mind. A shift of perspective can help bring a sense of lightness and choice. Also, consider what freedom looks like to you in the bigger picture of your life. If you are feeling stifled in an environment, it is up to you to make a change. Add pleasurable moments or practices that cultivate a sense of greatened freedom in your day-to-day life. Wow. If you're currently experiencing greater freedom, you may be feeling unsettled. Consider whether it is the kind you were looking for. If you feel ungrounded and lost, perhaps you could add some structure to your world to optimize your freedom. Well, isn't that wonderful? Interesting message. Interesting message. So whilst we are encouraged to take moments to tune in, that we can, no matter how busy we are, no matter what obligations we have, no matter how we are looking after our families, but if we can do something to connect with our higher self, our inner being, then freedom is something that's available to us. Because in those quiet moments, and it's like we were talking about 10 minutes of stillness yesterday, in the quiet moments of stillness, what you actually find will happen is you get to hear things, you get to see things. It's coming back to taking your 10 minutes every morning. It's a practice that's been going on for ages, that we've talked about so many times. I've talked about so many times on radio. I've talked about to people. But somehow this time, the 10-minute practice that I was talking about yesterday is different from any other times, because this time we are being moved to another level. I'm not saying anything about the state of the levels, like a higher level, lower level, or anything like that. I'm just saying we're moving to another level. And here we go again. This message is almost like it's following through as saying, you're going to get that freedom, the freedom. And I mean, freedom can be free as in not in a prison. Freedom can be free as in not going through political unrest and being in a country that's occupied by soldiers and things like that. Because, there's so many types of freedom. But I think that when we feel freedom in the mind is what we're saying here, is that because quite often, I mean, when we've got thoughts and things going on in our heads and we like, We are bound by those thoughts. We are bound by the fear, the worry, the programming, the doubt, the that feeling and thoughts, the mind playing games with you, or that voice, the voice of whomever. Is it your voice? Is it the voice of your, you know, your grandmother that's left the earth now for 20 years or whatever? But we can be so bound in our mind, and and inadvertently it freezes us up, and we're not feeling free, right? That's one aspect of how you can feel the lack of freedom. That's one way. And she's talking about the mind, and she's talking about putting into practice something that actually helps you to navigate your life no matter what. Because sometimes we are doing things that are not, and we are in places or whatever, not because we want that, not because it's truly in our heart, but because it is, or it's our desire, but because it is for someone else. My children want me there. I can't leave because I have grandchildren there. Or I can't leave because um, I want to go, but you know what? I'd rather stay here because here is where, I'm needed. But is that what makes your heart sing? And it's not to say, please, I'm not encouraging you to leave your family. I'm not encouraging you. I'm just using an example of how we can be feeling, we can be living from the mind and not from the heart's, what's truly the heart's desires, right? Because we are thinking about practicality. It's like finances will keep you in a place. We think I need to be in the big city because if I'm in the big city, that's where all the work is. But perhaps the big city is not the place for you to be in. Perhaps that is not intuitive where your intuition wants you to be, for example, right? So today we are going to tune in with the Phoenix, and we are going to do some light language, and we're going to bring in some codes to help us work out intuitively what is it that our guides are, that our intuition wants us to address. Because you can ignore something for years and years that your intuition is wanting you to address, right? I've done it. I've done it more in recent times than ever before in my life. And we can do that. It's easily done, right? So today we want to bring in the codes that help you find that thing that you need to feel freedom and free about, that you need to bring to the forefront for yourself to navigate right now in this time and space. That's not going to disempower you, but that is going to empower you. All right. And this is a funny, ironic thing about it is quite often the very thing that our intuition is trying to talk to us about or get us to address is the very thing that we don't want to do because we're like, no, I can't do that. I can't think about that. No, that's not an option for me. We fight it because we're saying, all right, because it means if I go with that, I can't do all those other things I'm currently doing. But what we don't realize is that when our higher self gets into the closet and wants to highlight something to us, it's going to be that very thing that's going to bring you everything. That one thing you do not want to address is the very thing you need in order to address everything, and in a holistic way that ties up every loose end, where everyone is happy and everyone gets exactly what they need. And most importantly, you get what you desire, what your heart makes you sing, or what makes your heart sing. Yeah. Okay. So, let's take a moment to breathe. We're going to share this picture again. So don't know again what is going to come through. Because with this one, I'm just going to have to follow through and just leave it where it's at, as in like it's coming through and I am just going to bring it in. All right. And we have to do the breathing. And as I said yesterday, I have to do a certain, I breathe and I wait for, to know that the collective is about to speak. The Phoenix, or my collective, the Phoenix, is about to speak. And so I want to encourage you now to find yourself in space where you are comfortable, if you were listening and you were doing something else, but take this moment to just stay still for a while. Now, I will encourage you to find a place to be seated. And in this time, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to breathe us through the process, and then I will bring, or we will come through, the phoenix will come through. We'll see if they want to come through. I'm going to say that because I'm making sure I do not take them for granted. Corona. Oh, ay corona. Feet firmly planted on the ground, everybody. Kamaki to corona maki. Oh. So you're breathing in now. You're going to take in your breath. Breathe in through your nose, out through the mouth. Okay, that's the breath we're going to do. And when you're breathing in, to breathe the breath all the way down to your feet, and then connect with the Earth Star chakra, and just and honor the Archangel Sandalphon, who is there to keep that chakra in its balanced space. And then bring the breath all the way back up to your body, up the spinal column. And when you get to your torso, pause and pause, and in your mind's eye you count from 1 to 4. And then bring the breath when you're ready to let it go. Bring it breath into your mouth and release out your mouth slowly. And when you get it all out, maybe pause for a couple of seconds, and then breathe back in through your nose and take it through. We're going to do that 3 times. And whilst you're doing that, I'm going to bring the phoenix in. I will have myself on mute for a few seconds, and then I'll come back. Now that you've had time to breathe, friends, welcome and thank you. Thank you for listening. Yinakopet. Korona tseme kono maiste korona tapai no koro tapana na kochedaka. Yeah. Mekadanama. You kinama you kinamaji don't jidamadun vitul vitu hida dona you go to de do go do. Welcome, we are the Phoenix. Mukumahi Mukumana, the Bodo Mahi Kuchudebe, and all the Chikaradu to the Kurastafrana. You we do go on, we just talk about to go to my to do us. Listen to what must go on, it's going to so we do blow up down, you do it, it's going to be there. We're just clearing the energy space, my friends. Don't buy, don't buy, but to Varavchka. He can look at we know that Rose spoke about freedom. The freedom message was very personal. It was personal to all of you in it's personal to you individually. We are reminded that if you have thought of freedom in the sense of a global perspective, and that people are not free and people are held captive, and and people are held captive not just for there's a war going on, but they're held captive because of things they said, and there's a lot of imprisonment and taking away of freedoms on the planet and at the moment. One person that comes to mind is Julian Assange. So here we are speaking about worldly, and Rose was just bringing in a message. We need to get used to saying we were just bringing in a message. We were just bringing in a message about personal freedom in the mind, freedom in the situation, and also bringing in this idea that you live from your heart. You when you live in freedom, you live a life where your heart sings. So we highlight to you the situations on the planet. We've mentioned a few now about people in prisoners of war. We've mentioned people in prison and lacking freedom to move, freedom to speak, freedom to be, freedom to live life in that perspective of my heart is singing, our hearts are singing. But what we want to highlight to you is that when you look within yourself and when you start to see freedom from the thoughts you have, freedom from the things that stress you out, freedom from living a life based on other people's expectations rather than the ones that come from your heart, this is the energy that goes out into the collective, and then this idea of imprisonment and lack of freedom becomes, as a collective, we sort of create it. It's created in a perspective of that it now becomes imprisonment of all kinds of things, because the opposite of freedom is imprisonment. And so work on yourself personally. Work to be free and to be happy and to be carefree in a way that perhaps maybe structured is not the right word, but in a way that is operating from a balanced place. And in alignment, because the more you do this time of tuning into your team and spirit, your higher self, so it will be coming to the forefront. And yes, given that we've had various stuff going through, that we've been clearing karma, and then we've been dark night of the soul. Yes, that's true. We have been going through that here on this planet if you are in the physical form. We want to say this is now the time to really tune into that. If you want peace on this planet, if we want to navigate freedom to become a thing that is enjoyed and experienced on this planet, then freedom within yourself, freedom from horrible thoughts, freedom from thoughts that keep you stagnated, freedom from thoughts that give you torture, freedom from worry, freedom from stress, freedom becomes your reality. Because the more you do this, the more it filters out into the energy around the energy spaces, and energy space, same thing, the spaces around you. This is our message to you. Practice personal freedom. And it's easy. Be in the stillness. Be in your quiet space. And you might say, I don't have time for that. You might say, I have 3 children that are from toddler to 7 years old. You might say, my work is so busy. We say to you, you have time. You will find the time to do this. And now we're going to bring in some light language that is going to bring in the codes that help you find the time, that extend you, that help you hear the voice of your intuition, your higher self, and help you see that you can do this. Even if you are sitting on the toilet, you can tune in. Close your eyes and breathe. So friends, I will encourage you now to take a deep breath. Wherever you are, another one. Himo kutsemera maitso. Kabaraktona. Energy. Himo koma hima komotsamai. Thank you, friends. We are the Phoenix. Yenako tamaketana tokorana kajetofo. Thank you for watching. Imakam. We will leave you now. Kumoikite nemakito namahai. Thank you, friends, for watching. It's a lot of energy, an amazing message. And I hope you got something from it. And I just want to remind you again before I say goodbye to you that my Etsy store is live. I will be putting the link in the description box. The Etsy store is offering light language consultations or sessions, whatever you call them. And yeah, I'm reminded that I need to keep telling you this, so I'm doing it. Yes, so the consultations, or the first one and the main one, is a light language activation session that you can get from that store. And then we have one that's for healing, and healing of the body, the mind, whatever healing you think you might need some light language for. And the other one, the last one, is for intuitive messages from the dragons. If there's something that you're going through and you're looking for guidance about that, then that is what is available to you. So I'll put the link in the description box. And the Etsy store is called Light Language Messages. I thought I said messenger yesterday, but it's Light Language. I think it's Light Language Store. Light Language Messages. Look at me, I can't remember my store. But you know what? When you click on the link, you'll find out. Okay, thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you very much for your receptivity to Us the Phoenix. And looking forward to what is going to unfold in the weeks and months ahead. So beautiful. Thank you, friends. I'll catch you next time here on Light Language Messenger and the Great Awakening Generator. Yeah, speech. Maybe it's a lot of energy. Thank you. And hey, once again, remember to go grounding yourself and walk in nature. Yes. Keep reaching for the stars. Namaste, everyone.